What is up,
What's
everybody?
going on? How are you today, Christian?
I'm doing pretty damn good.
Good.
We're kind of matching.
Kind of do. I got a little burgundy. You got
Little
the
bit.
you got the Ferrari red on.
Yeah, it's a little.
With the McGuire team hat.
It's a fresh hat.
Fresh hat, brand new.
I know.
Yeah, nice hat.
Yep.
Nice hat.
I was working on my truck the other day and took off my air intake. I was changing my lights out, and I was wearing this hat, and I went,
Yeah, I see it.
yeah.
I see it.
Couldn't entirely get it off.
Why? What'd you do that for?
I didn't realize it. Me and white, like, articles of clothing just don't go very well.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out how to share stuff on this, and I apparently don't have a way to do it.
I'll go through and do it.
You got it real quick?
Yep.
Because I'll talk about the show a little bit.
Yep.
If you want to do that.
So what are we doing?
Today, what we're doing, we're going to do a little segment here called Guess That Beer. It's where you quiz me. You've got some glasses down here of beer. You did not pour them very generously, I notice.
They're just samples, buddy.
And I've got to figure out what beer they are.
Yeah.
And I think you've got the graphics to throw up on the screen for
I do.
whenever, as I'm drinking them, and figure out which is which. And then we're going to do a little thing called the 5 greatest rock singers
Oh.
of all time. And then we'll wrap it up with on a sad note.
About the Cowboys?
About the Cowboys.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll get my input on that. What I think, what went wrong, what failed. We'll take some calls during that little segment
Yep.
and go from there. So,
Sweet. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start out with beer number 1.
beer number 1. This is me guessing beers. And
So,
so do I get
pass
any
it
hints
over.
on these? I mean, are these?
I got to see what it is. Let me put the graphic on the screen.
I'm gonna try not to.
Are you not looking at your screen, your phone?
No, I'm not. I've got.
All right.
I've got my notes up.
All right. This is beer number 1, everybody.
Beer number 1.
All right.
All right, here we go.
What do you get off the nose? Oh, in for a sip. Here we go. Is this going to be a little bit harder than you thought it was? What do you taste? Is it good? Is it bad? Did your taste buds just take an absolute dump right now? They just don't know what to
All right,
do.
let's go to number 2.
You just want to go ahead and skip to number 2?
Yeah, well, I gotta taste and we'll have to go back and forth a little bit.
Bad or good?
I'm not gonna say. They unfortunately they've been sitting here for 30 minutes and they've gotten a little lukewarm.
Yeah, they are a little warm. Okay, here's number 2.
Number 2. Here
All
we
right,
go. All right.
pass it over.
You got
Let
your
me
graphic
hold on.
up?
Let me change up the graphic. See which one it is.
All right.
Okay. Oops.
This one's not as pungent on the nose as the last one.
Okay, it's not as dank. What could it be? What could it be?
Okay, on to the next one.
Okay, you just want to blow through them and then try to
Yeah,
guess?
I think I've got that one worked out and that one worked out.
Okay. All right, number 3.
I just like to know where I'm at on it,
Right.
really. Number 3.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
And you cannot see my screen, right?
I can't see your screen. I'm
Okay.
not looking at your screen.
All right.
I can't see that far.
That's true. That's true. Impressions? It's a lot of dead air here. You got to give some input.
I'm trying.
man.
Okay, that one's okay. I know what that one is.
Okay.
I know what the first 3 are.
So you want to go through them all and then guess after?
Well, just in case I come across one that
Okay.
that gets me, where I'm perplexed.
Right.
I don't even need.
All
to
right.
drink-
Here's
I don't-
number
I
4.
don't need to drink this one.
You don't need to drink this one?
I can smell it.
You can smell
I
it.
smell what this one is.
All right. So there's a wild card in here.
No, that's I know what that one is.
All right.
I'm just going to go ahead and get number 5 here.
All right. Number 5.
So that would be All right, that's that one. That's that one.
We need input. We need to know what you're tasting. If you,
All right.
you know,
Okay.
I mean, it's a light beer. How much different can you get? You know,
There's a lot of difference on the nose on that one. Okay.
you
All
got
right,
it.
I got it.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go back to number one. You can
Okay.
go back, and I'll go ahead and guess this one.
All right.
You ready?
Okay, we're gonna put.
What do I get if I get all these right? Do I get a prize?
You get a free cigar.
It sucks.
All right, so I'm gonna put up on the screen what
This
number
is
one was,
number one.
and
Yeah.
you go ahead and take your guess.
Corona.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me put up number two.
Okay, number two. I'm on number two.
All right, number two.
Michelob Ultra.
Okay. All right, number three.
Dos Equis.
Okay.
Number four
Number four.
is the one I said I didn't need to taste.
Okay. And now you're gonna taste it.
It's the coldest one.
Mm. Okay.
That's red, white, and smooth.
All right.
There were some context clues on that one.
Yep.
Number one, it was colder than the rest, so it just came out of the tap.
Fair enough. We did this on a whimp, so
But in all honesty, when you look at if you are on my camera,
yeah.
and so I've got number five to go. So number five is Modelo.
Okay.
Am I correct?
You have two wrong, and I'll give you one shot to change the two that you have wrong.
There's three Mexican beers in there and one light beer. One, and I'm right on Ultra. It has to be 1 and 5. I've got flipped. Modelo and Dos Equis.
You got it.
Okay.
1 and 5's flipped. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because was I right or wrong?
You were right.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 and 5 was flipped.
No, that's
so-
not right because I said number 3 was Dos Equis and number 5 was Modelo.
Yeah, you said
Number 1 I said was Corona.
right. So 1 and 5 are flipped.
Oh, I had 1 and 5 flipped.
Yes. So number 1 was Modelo, 2 Michelob, 3 Dos Equis, 4
Four.
red, white, and smooth.
So that's what I wanted to
5
show was
Corona.
the real difference in the clarity of these, and that a micro brew is just so much better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they make some good beer down there at
Wait,
Edgewise.
I'm gonna finish this.
And it's colder.
Did anybody make a comment of my selections? You were giggling in the midst of that. No, nobody has said a word. Is anybody even watching the show?
No.
Are we on?
We're on.
Okay, we're watching it. Wow, that was not as riveting of a segment as I really hoped it would be.
No, we've got people on there.
Do we? Okay.
Yep. Julio Camacho.
Okay.
We got Jackie Capers.
I'm just not
She's-
seeing any comments.
She's asking if you need help. If you need help, she's got you.
yeah, mine's not refreshing at all.
Miss Jennings said you did a great job.
Tamara,
Yeah.
thank you, Tamara. You know I'm good at beers.
Yep.
Um,
Aaron said he's watching and
yeah,
it was good.
I see him. I see. Now let me
I
see.
really think that I had faith in you getting them all right. I thought the only two that you were going to have issues with is the Modelo and the Corona. They're so similar. They're both kind of cat piss-esque.
Yeah. Well, so Corona's number 5.
Yes.
It doesn't. It doesn't. That first one, Modelo, on the nose smelled way more horse pissy.
Right.
It was way more horse pissy than this one was. What?
I'm just laughing at our anagrams or whatever.
Or what?
The way we described
Oh,
Corona.
horse piss?
Yep.
It is. I mean, if anybody's ever opened a Corona and went, golly, this smells awesome, and then let it sit there for a little bit, and the horse piss, the aromatics of the horse pee starts infesting your nostrils, and you're like, oh,
It's a little extreme.
it is.
That's for sure.
It is nastiness.
Yeah.
Corona did make that. It was Corona Premier.
Okay.
It came in like the Michelob Ultra thin cans.
Yeah.
It was actually very good. It was a low calorie. It was to compete with Michelob Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too bad at all. It's just you drink a few of them and you start tasting that Corona horse piss. I think Corona in Spanish translates into horse piss.
Even the virus.
Somebody told me the coronavirus translated into something the other day, and I was like, you've lost your mind. That's not true. That can't be
Aaron
true.
says it's even better in Mexico when it's room temperature.
Very tasty. It's lovely. It is lovely. So yeah. All right. Well, so let's take a quick break. Let's have since I just did drink Edgewise. Let's have a little visit to Edgewise and a little something from Elliston Marketing. What do you think?
Sounds good. Are you a fan of beer? Us too. But if you're looking for a new spot to grab a cold one, look no further than Edgewise 8, your friendly neighborhood brew pub. Located just off Main Street in Weatherford, Texas, Edgewise 8 is the perfect spot to kick back and enjoy a locally crafted brew. They've got award-winning beers from IPAs to stouts to lagers, anything for any type of beer aficionado. They've got a great menu from Firefly Grilling, and the food is out of this world. So what more is there to want? Great beer, cold beer, food, everything, good company. Come raise a glass with us at Edgewise 8. Cheers.
In need of high-quality digital marketing services? Look no further than Elliston Marketing. They're a full-service company that can handle all of your marketing needs from start to finish. Whether you're in need of a custom content creation, social media management, or stunning media like photos and video, their team of experts has got you covered. They're dedicated to delivering the best results for their clients. So if you're ready to take your marketing to the next level, give Elliston Marketing a call today.
We're back.
We're back. We need to do overlay music whenever we come back. When we go out to commercial
Okay.
and come back in. Can we do that? Can we set that up where we got a little...
That sounds like a lot of work that you don't pay me for, so I don't know about that one. No, I'm kidding. I'll figure it out.
I don't think it'd be that hard.
Maybe.
I'll figure it out.
I don't know. I'm already clicking like 2 buttons over here, so.
I know you got a whole 2 buttons to push.
Yep.
Plus your phone. So
Back and forth.
All right. So I'm hoping we get some input from our audience here
Okay.
on this little segment of the top 5,
Top 5.
and actually I only did 4.
Yeah.
Rock
Greatest
stars. Greatest rock singers of all time.
of all time.
And when I made this list, I was sober.
Okay.
So, and it goes sequentially from number 4 to number 1.
Okay. Well, let's start it out. What's number 4?
Number 4.
Yeah.
We needed a drum roll or a trumpets or something right there. We gotta get better. We gotta get better stuff than that. Do we have a want? I bet we do have a drum roll. Yeah. God, that's loud.
That was a little loud.
So number 4 on my list of our
Okay.
number 4 on my top 5 that I didn't do a 5th. That was awesome. Kurt Cobain.
All right. Why? Why do you say Kurt Cobain?
Man, he was a when Nirvana came out in, what was it, 89, 90, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain had an extremely different writing style.
Okay.
And he was a really phenomenal writer and a great singer.
Yeah.
He belted it out in a style that people weren't doing, and really created a genre. From the Seattle scene and the grunge rock and everything.
Critical Down. And
Yeah, fuck off. When you look at Kurt Cobain and then you start thinking about all the bands that came after and really kind of followed suit in that grunge style.
Yeah.
Soundgarden, all the main acts that were in the 90s, early 90s. Kurt Cobain was kind of led that pack.
Yeah.
And he unfortunately died way too young and untimely death, and actually did in his, I was reading today that in his suicide letter made an ode to Freddie Mercury,
Okay.
which was interesting to me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting.
All right. Who's number 3?
Well, I was seeing if anybody had made a comment about Kurt Cobain.
Not yet. I will let you know.
All right,
We'll
all
go
right.
ahead and go to number 3.
All right, let me get back over to that list. I got number 3, which is Mick Jagger.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that from you.
I was thinking about he really paid Mick Jagger the way he sang, the way his stage presence was.
Yeah.
He was he kind of led the way to that flamboyant out front, being really a front man.
Yeah.
Before that, the singer got up there with a guitar and just I'm singing, I'm playing my guitar, that kind of gig. And Mick Jagger was crazy.
Yeah. I'll give you that. I mean, yeah, that it was around that kind of turning point that it turned from I would
A
say
boring act.
right. I would say maybe Elvis got a little bit more
He did.
showy in the music scene, but yeah, that
Well, he did early. Elvis did early,
Yeah.
and then he went Hollywood and Vegas, and then Elvis wanted to really describe his jujitsu moves,
right.
and that was all he ever did was jujitsu, which was strange to watch a heavy man in a onesie do.
So Aaron says that he loves Nirvana and Kurt Cobain. He's a great talent, but he doesn't think he's a top 4 best voice.
Really, who would you replace on my list as number? Let's get through the list,
Right.
and then you can replace Aaron.
I want everybody in the comments to put their top 4.
Yeah, put your top 4 in.
Put your top 4 in.
Yeah,
Let us
that'd be
hear.
great. And I'm going to change from my Edgewise beer to one of the other sips I have left.
Yep. So I don't actually have a list, but
You're just kind of following suit.
yeah.
You know what I just noticed? I do have 5 people on my list.
Well, where does Kurt Cobain fall?
He
in
would
that
be
list?
number 5.
Okay.
Mick Jagger being number 4.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to go on to number 3 now.
Go ahead.
Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
Queen.
Yep. We've got Tamara said that Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury was a phenomenal talent. And then after watching that movie, I don't remember what the name of the movie about Freddie Mercury was called. Somebody will tell me.
I think it was just called Queen.
I don't think it was Queen. I
Right?
think it was. I don't remember. Somebody I'm sure will tell us.
Yeah.
But after watching that and really seeing some insight into his life was even made it that much more, his talent that much better for me.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2,
On the list of 5. Robert Plant.
Robert Plant.
Yeah. Robert Plant was a powerhouse, and we were going through last night listening to
We were playing a bunch of songs last night, trying to
what's
figure
that?
out
What's
our
that
list.
band? What's that band that sounds just like Led Zeppelin?
Oh, the new band that I listen
Yeah.
to a lot, Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We need to pull up those 2 songs
I know
and show how similar they were.
they are.
They were extremely similar. It wasn't Led Zeppelin that it was. It was
Oh shoot, what was that band?
Saving Abel.
Saving Abel. Yep,
Mhm.
yep, that was it.
And are we ready for number 1?
Yeah.
We got some more. Anybody else put a list in?
Number 1. Nobody's put a list in, but we've got more just single
Okay.
suggestions.
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell, number 1 on my list.
Yep.
He was an amazing talent and somebody who, again, untimely death. And he was, 52 when he hung himself?
No
I think
idea.
that's what he was, 52.
Yep.
And just a phenomenal talent,
Yeah.
in my opinion. So,
What was your favorite song that he ever performed?
Yeesh, that's tough. There's not many I don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, I really liked what was with Audio Slave, Like a Stone.
Yeah.
Probably one that pops out in my head that I just thought was a phenomenally written song and well performed.
So I have a just a little short list I have off the top of my head, but I would say Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
In no particular order. I would say Robert Plant.
Okay.
Dave Grohl.
Hey, I thought about putting him on the list.
Yeah. And we talked about this last night, and no disrespect, but where would Dave...
Had Kurt Cobain not committed suicide,
Right.
would Dave Grohl have ever been a thing?
Yeah, would the Foo Fighters ever have risen to where they were?
It would have been, unfortunately, I think if Kurt Cobain hadn't done that,
Yeah.
then, and let's say that Foo Fighters became an offspring
Yeah.
of Nirvana just in a breakup of sorts, the Nirvana fans would have been conflicted and split, and
Right.
it probably wouldn't have turned into whatever it was. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Oh.
you have, Dave Grohl that's back there as
Hunger Strike's a good one there.
back as the drummer and kind of,
Mm-hmm.
hidden away a little bit. And then Foo Fighters come out and he's
The
guitar
frontman, guitar frontman,
and
yeah.
lead vocals. And
And I've heard about him in the studio.
yeah.
They've got their drummer that just passed from Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
And I've heard that he would go back in the studio and redo the drum tracks because he didn't like his drummer's drum
Yeah.
tracks.
I heard that too. Just,
I thought about Lane Staley.
who's Lane Staley?
Lane Staley was the lead singer of man, I'm just blank.
Got James Hetfield.
Yeah, Brian, you're wrong. He's not the best of all times. Thanks, sir. I just went completely blank on that. Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
He died of rotting from the inside out, I believe.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian's completely wrong, Tamara, on James Hetfield. Sorry.
All right, we're going to go to another break and come back from that.
Let's hear a little something from who are we listening to? We're going to do McAuliffe and Stolen Thrones, I think.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Hey, everyone. I just wanted to take a quick minute and talk about an amazing cigars I've been enjoying lately, McAuliffe Cigars. These guys are the real deal. They're made with the finest tobacco leaves and crafted by expert artisans, so you know you're getting top quality smoke every time. Let me tell you, the flavor and aroma are absolutely incredible. I've been really impressed with the richness and smoothness of these cigars, and I think you will be too. So if you're a cigar lover like me, or if you're looking for something special to enjoy on a special occasion, definitely give McAuliffe Cigars a try. I think you'll be glad you did.
How's it going, everybody? I wanted to share with you guys these amazing cigars I've been enjoying. Stolen Throne Cigars. These guys have really impressed us over the years with some of their top sellers, such as the Crook of the Crown and the Three Kingdoms. These cigars are absolute must-tries for any cigar enthusiast. They're expertly crafted and have a flavor that's just out of this world. The Crook of the Crown has a bold, full-bodied taste with hints of chocolate and coffee, while the Three Kingdoms has a more medium-bodied flavor profile with a lot of notes of spice and nuts. Super delicious. I've been really impressed by these cigars, and I think you will too. So if you're in the market for some top-quality boutique cigars, definitely give Stolen Throne Cigars a try. You will not be disappointed.
He missed the first field goal.
I know.
Insane.
I wasn't gonna jump right in on that, but this is the time to call if you got a comment. You want to join in the conversation about the Dallas Cowboys game on Sunday.
Yeah. I just realized my phone is not connected.
Oh, you need to connect your phone.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Larry Frank's got a trivia question for us to drop, though.
All right, let us know, Larry.
All right, here we go. Larry's trivia question: where did the Rolling Stones, without Googling people,
Okay.
where did the Rolling Stones get their name from? It's a good one.
They were rolling some stones down the hill.
Maybe they were stoned
Yeah.
and tripped and fell.
Or
down
they
the
were
hill?
rolling on the floor laughing while stoned.
They could have been rolling on the floor stoned.
Yeah.
It could have been about the that desert that has those stones that slide across the stone. You know, they figured that out.
What was it? I've never heard that they figured it out.
Yeah, that it's a wind push, but it only happens the one time during the season when they get rain, and the the sand that they lay on becomes very slick.
Okay.
And the wind patterns, that's why they change directions, because the wind patterns change depending on the time of season that they get wet.
But they're like some really heavy rocks, right?
They are, but it helps them get buoyant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Fair
So, Larry, go ahead and give us the answer to that. We've come up with our best guesses on it, and then we'll move on over to Cowboys.
Yep.
Aaron says it's from a proverb. Rolling stone gathers no moss. Oh, yeah, from a Muddy's Water song. Yep. Like a rolling stone.
Okay.
Aaron, you were close, but you didn't get the cigar.
But no cigar.
Yeah. Yeah. Carnival used to win cigars. Yeah.
Now, really,
So the Cowboys.
I really wouldn't say that he missed the first field goal. It got blocked. But
It was missing.
But it's still.
When they showed that back camera angle, it was, I think it was a defensive end that blocked it. That's way outside the pocket of the goalpost.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I don't know that he blocked it. I think he was trying to duck.
Line drive coming straight at him, man. Just line
That
drive.
was, and we've talked about this a lot. And I listen to a lot of talk radio and their opinions and stuff. And I think there were most that were kind of missed the spot on it. I thought the Cowboys came out and with the 49ers defense, the Cowboys defense played top notch at the first half of the game. Offense didn't play bad. We didn't play bad.
right.
I think the biggest problem was that we've got a couple of major problems. One, we have a field goal kicker that does not know where the goalposts are. Number two, Dak is not the guy.
Yeah.
He's not Super Bowl bound.
Nope.
He's a good quarterback, but he's not a great quarterback.
Right.
Zeke, it proved when Pollard went out
Yeah.
that Zeke can't carry that team.
Yep.
And they've known that for a long time. That's why they run Pollard.
Right.
And that's just it. So through the first half, I thought they were pretty evenly matched teams.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, at halftime, the big problem is that the San Fran coaching staff is so much better than the Cowboys.
Yeah. They figured out what
They
to
did.
do.
They went in.
Figured out how to
Defense
get
and
in their
offensive
head.
coordinators went in there and said, "Okay, we're going to make these adjustments. We've got to keep the Cowboys defense on the field as long as possible. This is how we're going to do it." And they got them tired.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a blowout by any means. San Fran's averaged 32 points a game
Yeah.
on average.
Yeah, that was a game that was played very well by both defenses. We just had there was a messed up turnover there from Dak that really fucked the game up right there.
Well, in the reality is that we can't have, if you're going to the Super Bowl, you can't have two turnovers.
No.
You can't throw two interceptions right to somebody. And I get it when there's interceptions in a game where it's tipped or, the receiver knocks it up in the air, doesn't get its handle on it, whatever,
Yeah.
and defense just comes up with the ball. I get it. That's fine. But these were blatant, hey, wrong guy.
Yeah. And then there were a lot of mistakes last minute while they were rushing, trying to get down the field on their last drive, only getting 1 foot in when they caught the ball to stop the clock going out of bounds, or the other one was he was progressing sideways to go out of bounds instead of forwards, and that doesn't stop the clock.
Nope.
So that was
it hurt us.
Right.
But the reality is the last play.
I know.
What in the Sam freaking 5-man football high school 1A game was that we were playing?
I have no idea what that was.
That's a flag football play.
Yeah.
I mean, San Fran looked at it and went, all right, we just pull one guy in, and you've only got one blocker. We put two people,
Yeah.
and now he's rushed, and he can only throw short, and we don't have to have one-on-one coverage or two-on-one coverage or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just to rush him.
He got rushed and he threw it to the middle of the field.
Yeah,
I mean,
right to the middle.
yeah.
Did we catch it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember. It was irrelevant.
It
at that
was
point.
irrelevant. Time ran out.
Yeah,
We
that was
lost.
we lost. But the reality is they made it one game further than I thought they ever would
Yeah.
in the playoffs. I didn't think they'd make it through wild card week.
I was questioning that if they did make that touchdown at the very end, do they kick it and tie? or try to tie? Or do they go for two?
Go for two for the win.
Yeah, I feel like we're screwed.
Where are the
either way.
odds? Where are? Oh, can you imagine the pressure on Maher? Going in there and put me in, coach. You know, everybody on the sidelines going, "No, I'll do it. I'll kick it. Let me kick it."
Yeah.
Anybody but the kicker.
Yep. I mean, we put Zeke as a snapper at the last play. Might as well put Zeke in as the
Why would
fucking
we
kicker.
put Zeke? Why would we put Zeke as the snapper? I don't even understand that. He was deemed ineligible.
Yeah.
So the only thing he can do is take a toss backwards
Yeah.
or a handoff, which to do that would mean he wouldn't be able to block. They would have to get the ball downfield just in front of him where they can toss it to him. And then our hopes and aspirations lie in the hands of a man who can't get over 100 yards a game. It was. I just don't. Yeah, Aaron.
What's
Huddle.
he say?
He goes, huddle. Okay, everybody, go long. What did Aaron say? They wanted to keep it close because they heard about their trick final play and wanted to see if it would work.
I
don't
feel like
know.
they would have had better odds if they just snapped the ball and formed a wall.
That's against the rules. You can't do the
Really?
wedge. No, that's called a flying wedge. The wedge was deemed illegal in football in about I think it was in the 20s or 30s.
Yeah.
And it was that was the main college play.
Yeah.
And, of course, that was when they didn't have face masks. They had the leather helmets and all that stuff. And they would just do the wedge and put the runner in the middle. and everybody's just kind of dogpiling. Yeah. And there's fist flying in there. There were literally college kids killed. It wasn't that a kid got hurt.
Yeah.
You know, oh, wow, we should reevaluate this play. There were kids, multiple college kids that got killed playing college football doing that.
Wow.
And so it became illegal. Yeah. Aaron says he thinks he got a flying wedgie in high school. I think there was a flying wedgie. That would be bad. Well, so you guys know, it is snowing here in Weatherford, Texas. We walked out right before the show started, and we do have snowflakes. They're not
accumulating.
They're not going
by
to
any
accumulate anywhere. It's 34 degrees, but
No.
they were flakes. They were actual snow flakes,
Yeah.
like flakes. You could see them. They weren't the little. It just looked like
Little flurries.
not the shavings out of a snow cone machine or something.
Yeah.
They were actual. So anyway.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Please be sure to like and share. It helps us a lot. So we'll see you next time. Thank you, guys.